going on, everybody? My name is Karthik and I'm the Chief Operations Officer for UZ Marketing. Some of you might remember from last week I made a video called 5% versus 95%, and in that video I briefly mentioned a topic called leverage. I think it deserves a whole video on its own because it's that important. A few years ago I didn't understand what leverage was. I didn't understand what it did, I didn't understand how it worked. So whenever I heard the word leverage, I just imagined physics, like the act of being able to pull something up with the weight of something else. So that's the definition that I knew, and it just confused the crap out of me. If you just got confused from that, I'm sorry, but that's how it worked for me with leverage. But once I understood how it actually worked, it changed the game. Once I realized that leverage is at the heart of everything, that's when I started seeing exponential results, because I was able to focus my time and energy into things that scale the business instead of things that were working in the business. I hear it time and time again from countless business owners that if they hire somebody, they won't be able to give the same level of effort and attention to detail as the business owner would. Which is true. If you think about it, you're the one that started the business, you're putting your hard-earned money and your personal time, and you're risking it all to build this business. So you're gonna naturally give high level of attention to detail. But if you're doing that and let's say you're a landscaping business, let's say you have 10 landscaping jobs per week, and you're doing all 10 landscaping, then a customer calls, but you're on the lawnmower, you can't actually answer the phone, so you get a missed call. And the fact that you missed that call, then you call the guy back an hour or two later, and the person already found somebody else to mow their lawns. In that instance, your time is occupied doing the actual job rather than doing things that can help you scale your business. In this case, let's say in the landscaping case, let's talk about leveraging time. In this case, you can leverage your time, or you can leverage somebody else's time by hiring them and training them to be excellent and do things in the way that you do them. Now, granted, if we're talking about other people don't do things the same way that you do, we have to find a way to incentivize them to give that level of care and attention the way that you do. One way that you could do that is to give them growth opportunity. If you tell them that they can grow the business with you, and if they're a part of growing with you, then they can have a high-level position over the course of the next few years, that would motivate somebody. That would get somebody who normally would only come here for a 9-to-5 paycheck. They would turn them into very good business-minded individuals. But you have to incentivize them, correct? Now, if you were to hire somebody to do those jobs, you're essentially leveraging their time. And when you're leveraging their time, you have, let's say they're working 8 hours a day, 9 to 5. If they're working 8 hours a day, then that's 8 hours that you can have them handling some of the day-to-day tasks that you can then scoot back and observe their business from a bird's eye perspective and start making changes in the business to help your business grow. Let's say you hired a person to do the landscaping for 8 hours a day. That frees up your time to answer the phone calls. That frees up your time to look into Google or Facebook ads. It frees up your time to order yard signs. It frees up your time to build your website. So all that time you just now bought yourself by hiring somebody to do that job. So let's talk about financial leverage. Financial leverage is using other people's money to acquire something for yourself. For instance, let's say you bootstrap your business, your landscaping business. And what that means is basically you brought your own lawnmower from your house into this business, and you're starting a business with that. And that's how a lot of people start their business. A lot of our customers, UZ Marketing customers, have started that way, and they have successfully grown their business from that into a massive organization. So it's very common for a business to start with just a lawnmower and finding a way to improve their business. So let's talk about financial leverage, right? The person who has a lawnmower is like a house lawnmower. It can only do so many lawns per day. So in order to upgrade to do twice as many lawns per day, you need to upgrade the equipment. And in order to upgrade the equipment, what do you need? Money. So let's say you don't have the financial assets to be able to buy a $3,000 lawnmower out of cash. In this case, what you can consider is financing it. If you're financing it, you're using the bank's money, or whatever financial institution, you're using their money to acquire the lawnmower, and you can pay it off over time. So if you have 10 mows per week, let's say over the course of 7 days, you have 10 different customers that you service. That's 40 different mows in a week if you do it weekly. So with that amount of revenue coming in, you're able to set aside a portion of it, let's say $300, you're able to set aside $300 per month into getting equipment that'll allow you to do twice as much business in a given amount of time. So instead of 40 in a month, you're able to do 80 in a month, and you actually have the customers coming in to warrant that. Then for only $300 per month, you're able to double your production from where you were previously using the residential mower. So that's a way of using financial leverage to your advantage. I'm gonna tell you a story. And this is a story about me 4 or 5 years ago when I had the same mentality that I can't let my job duty go because I don't think anybody else is gonna do the same level of care that I'm gonna give it. And I was really thinking that. And to a large degree, it was true, but the way that I was going about it was wrong. Once the CEO told me, hey, you can hire somebody else to do this so that you can free up your time to work on the business and expand on things, I started thinking to myself, okay, well, I do want to do some marketing. I do have some things that I want to start building, and I have some ideas. I want to make videos and stuff. So in order to do that, I can't be processing orders. I can't be answering the phone calls. I can't be putting in sales, and I can't be handling support tickets too. So all those little core job functions that are essential for the business to run, I was handling them. But because I was doing those, I wasn't able to fix our production. I wasn't able to do marketing. So what I did was I started creating some positions. We started hiring. We got a few customer service reps, and then we got a quality control department, and then we started building those things, and that freed up my time to be able to take a step back. And once I took a step back, I was able to make a lot of decisions and changes to the business. So I'm grateful that I learned that lesson of leverage because it helped me understand how to utilize time and energy that exists outside of me. So essentially, I only have 8 hours in a day to do stuff, but if I have 2 people or 3 people, then I have 8 hours times 2 or 8 hours times 3. So that's kind of how I started to see it, and it's really interesting. So that's about it for leverage, guys. So there's financial leverage, and there's time leverage, and then there's energy leverage. You can actually take the resources at your fingertips and multiply it by how many people you're able to utilize for the leverage aspect, and that's how you expand and scale your business. Thanks, guys.